Hi everyone, it's Lisa with Ink and Inspirations. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to be using the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch for my sentiment. And so I wanted to just show you a little bit about how I'm using it. I am using it for a very short piece, and it's a little tricky there, but it can be done. So if you're not familiar with this punch, it has two different edges. Okay, and then you can cut different widths, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 1 inch. Today I'm going to be punching a 1 inch strip. You can also layer these up, do a 1/2 inch and then a 3/4 inch behind, but I am just using this for my sentiment because my sentiment is about almost 1 inch tall, okay? And it measured, when I put it down, this is the one I'm using, Know That You Are Loved. When I measured it, it was 1 3/4 inches from end to end. And so I like to add a 1/2 inch longer than I need when I'm using this punch. So I cut my paper 1 inch wide to fit in the slot, and then 2 1/4 inches in length. Okay, so I have my Take Your Pick tool in case I need that, and I have some little pliers here, needle nose, but you can use tweezers, okay? And the reason for that is it gets really short, and so you need something to grab it with, but I was determined to use this on this project. So here is the 1 inch by 2 1/4 inch strip, and you have to make sure it's cut and fits right in those grooves. And so I'm going to slide that in. I want to use this side, this style punch, and you can see how short that is. So it looks straight there, but the trick with this punch is to flip it over and make sure it's flush in the back here with the edge of the punch, okay? So I'm going to wiggle it around just a little bit, and you see it's flush all the way across the edge, and it's pretty centered. So I'm going to give it a good punch. Let's see. Okay, there you go. All right. I'm going to take this and pull it out. And you can see we've got it pretty short. And so I'm going to flip that over, slide it in, and it's going to go all the way in there. Okay, and so it wiggles around some. And so I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to try to center it there by taking my little needle nose and pulling it over, centering it up, and putting it flush against that edge and punch. Now, normally, I would have my punch flat to use these type of punches, but for this one, I just wanted to, here it is. I wanted to be able to see that it was flush against the edge, okay? So there you have the punch, all right? So you can use it. I probably wouldn't go shorter than 2 1/4 inch. You could try, but this was the size I needed for the specific sentiment. So let me show you. I have one already ready here, and I've already got this lined up, and this is from the Celebrate Sunflowers, okay? And so it says, Know That You Are Loved, and I'm using Misty Moonlight. And I'm just going to line the top up on that grid sheet, ink this up. And then I have squared this up and lined it up on my block. And I'm going to line this up right here. I'm going to come down a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. And I want my block square and stamp. There you go. Okay, now let's continue on with the rest of the project. Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to be making a little gift project using the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle. Beautiful bundle, perfect for this time of year. And I'm going to be using one of the mini paper pumpkin boxes that holds our note cards and envelopes just perfectly for a gift set of note cards. So let's work on the box first. All right, here is the layout of the mini paper pumpkin box, and they're so easy to put together. It helps a bit to go ahead and fold on all these score lines before you assemble it. So I'm just going to kind of gently bend so that when I assemble, it is good to go. These are the cutest little boxes, and you can cover them with designer paper or cardstock, and you can even spray them with our ink refills mixed with some alcohol to give them a color. But I'm going to leave the base this beautiful glossy white and just prepare a topper to it. Okay, so to put it together, you punch out these little tab spaces here, and you're going to come in with your tabs for the box bottom, and then just take this side and fold it down like that, and those tabs pop right into those little holes. No adhesive necessary. Love that. Great little box. Okay. Push that in, and then the top is going to go down. And then these two tabs go inside, just like that. Now, isn't that the cutest little box? All right, so now I have a piece of Bumblebee, and this is one of our new ink colors, and it is cut at 5.5 by 3 5/8, and I've got that to fit over top here. And then I have a piece of the Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper, and I'm using this Misty Moonlight print, and that is cut at 5.25 by 3.5. And so we're just going to build up on top of this before we actually adhere it to the box. So let me go ahead and put the adhesive on the back here. Gosh, those sunflowers there and daisies are so beautiful. I'm glad I have 2 packs of this paper. All right, this comes in a 6x6 pack and has some beautiful prints in it. All right, so there we go with that. And now I've already done the die cutting. It's very simple. And so to assemble the sunflower, I'm just using the dies here. So I have this one here with this beautiful petal cutouts, okay? This center, and then the leaves. I die cut 3 of each of these, okay? So I have first, this part here is going to layer over top of this. And I always look for this area right here where there's that big space, a long petal and a short petal. And that's how I know where to adhere or match that up. It does fairly simply. And then okay, here it is. Here we go. But do you see that layer on top of that one? I wanted it to stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to take my Bumblebee ink pad and a sponge dauber, ink that up a bit, and then I'm just going to brush some of that same Bumblebee color over top of these die cut petals. Beautiful, intricate die. I love it. I didn't purchase this one right away, and then I kept seeing so many beautiful projects with it, and I thought, you know, I have to have it. I just love it. And I just keep thinking about how sunflowers are going to take me into the fall and projects that I can make with them. So I had to get this bundle. So pretty. Okay, so now you see it's darkened that up a bit where it's going to stand out from that Bumblebee background there. So let me find the match up again. Again, I use this area right here, makes it easy to match up. And I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the back here. Well, I've got it stopped up there. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to spread that out. That's a little more than I wanted. And I don't put any adhesive around these because I want it to be a little dimensional and not lay flat against this background. So let me match these up again. There we go. All right, look how pretty that is. Now, for the center, I experimented with different colors. I had the cinnamon cider, I had the soft suede. You know, I tried all kinds of things, and I really, I looked in the annual catalog and I tried to decide what they used for their flower center at Stampin' Up! Because, hello, they designed it. You know, they probably have some great ideas. And so I came up with early espresso, and then I also die cut. There is this center, and I cut it in basic black. So what you do here is you die cut another leafy sunflower. I say leafy, one with all the die cut petals. And I'm going to get a little trash bin here, and I'm going to cut off all these petals and leave this center, okay? So I just kind of get close to the edge and cut off around there. Easy to do. And these dies cut really well. I love them. Okay. So now we have this. I'm going to trim that a little more. A little piece there. And then I want to put this black on first. Okay, so I'm going to put a little adhesive here and put that in the center. And then I'll take this piece and I see a little cutout there I need to push out. Put a little adhesive around this area here. And then I'm going to put it down and try to match the holes. And I think maybe this is it. Yeah. So I'm just going to push down there, and there is our beautiful sunflower. Okay, so that's going to go there, but let's work with our leaves. So I die cut all of these out of Just Jade because that's the green that is in the designer paper, and I thought I'm just going to go with that. So again, for these leaves that we're going to layer on top of the solid, I decided to go ahead, use the same color, make it easy, and then use my Just Jade ink pad and another sponge dauber to add a little color to these outlines, the outline leaves, and make it a little darker, but yet the same color, just a deeper tone. Okay, so I like the 3 leaves. So I was able to die cut the this outline leaf and the solid leaf with one push, you know, run through the die cutting machine. And I just did that 3 times, and super simple. Okay, and you don't have to get complete coverage. You just want a little bit deeper shade than the background. Okay, close my ink pads here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and attach these to the background. And what I do here, I just use a little bit of glue here toward the bottom. Okay, there's that. All right. So when I realized that the note cards fit perfectly in the box, I thought, what a great gift idea. I mean, you can even do this, I mean, with any set, and coordinating papers, and just put it, you know, put a set of 4 or so in the box and present it as a gift. You could even start now early for holiday gifts. so now I'm just going to do some placing so I know how I'm going to glue all of this down. Okay, so that's going to be like that. And then I've already stamped and punched the sentiment, "Know that you were loved." And I used the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch punch. And so that's going to go here. So when I was designing, I thought that's a little plain. So what I did, I've got a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to get this smaller sunflower stamp right here. Mount that on a clear block. Get my Bumblebee ink pad, ink it up, and I'm going to stamp off twice. And then I'm going to come here and stamp over the sentiment. See there? Okay. Okay, that just gives it a little more interest and ties it into the rest of the card just perfectly. I do that a lot with my sentiments when I'm adding them to a project. All right, so now let's go ahead and start gluing these down. Okay, I think I'm going to do the sunflower first, and oop, I didn't press good enough on that. Oh, you see what I did? It didn't have it centered. Let me get that back on there. It must have moved when I was adjusting. Oh goodness, the whole thing must have moved. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay. So the beauty of liquid glue is that it's so forgiving, and I'm able to readjust here. So I just wanted to give you the real effects, just like it's a live video. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for the 3 at an angle right here. That works. Now, let's try that again. I'm going to put adhesive just at the back like that. And let's see. It really doesn't matter how you position it. I just want to have enough room for my leaf down here at the bottom. So a little liquid glue there. Then I can lift this up and press down. And then these 2 leaves are going to go up here toward the top. And put like that. And then I have enough room for my sentiment down here. And then of course, if you wanted to add some gemstones or something to jazz it up a little bit, that would be great too. But I decided that I'm going to use some of the Flowers for Every Season twine. So I've already tied a bow with a glue dot on the back, and I'm going to put it right there on the edge of the sunflower. And then you can trim that up if you need to. That gives it a little bit of sparkle. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put it on the top of our box. Just like that. And that box is ready to go. Okay, now let me show you how I put together one of the note cards so you can make a set of those to put inside your little sunflower gift box. Okay, so now I'm going to be working with our note cards and envelopes. They're on page 153 of the annual catalog. For $7, you get 20 cards and 20 envelopes in your choice of Whisper White or Very Vanilla. Great to have on hand. So, when you purchase the note cards, they come packaged like this, and they are flat, but they do have the score there. So when you get them and before you start working with them, I recommend that you go ahead and fold on that score line and give it a good burnish with your bone folder. This is thick Whisper White cardstock and a great weight for the base of your card. So it's perfect, but you've got to really give it a good score so it'll stay closed like you want to. So nice. All right, so for this, I knew that I wanted to use this pattern on these note cards to go in the box, because look at the colors, okay? So I have my Misty Moonlight, my Bumblebee, and my Jade, just Jade. And so I thought, okay, this would be perfect for some coordinating cards. I wanted to get two panels from one 6x6 piece of paper. So I thought, okay, I need it to be 3 inches. So what I did is I decided to go ahead and have a bottom layer. Okay, so I used Misty Moonlight, and this is cut at 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, and that's going to layer up over nicely over that front, yet give you that white, Whisper White border, okay? Then I cut this in half at 3, and then I cut it at 4 1/2 inches long. So I was able to get 2 out of each sheet of cardstock. So that is going to layer over top of that. So let's go ahead and assemble these, because these are really easy to put together, and I'm not even going to put a sentiment on these because I want the recipient to be able to use these for whatever occasion they want. Even if it's just to send a personal note, they can make it thank you, birthday, whatever. So much like a little box of stationery, that's what this little note card gift would be. Okay, so now I have that, and I stamped the large sunflower from the stamp set, and I stamped it in Bumblebee ink on Bumblebee cardstock, and then I die cut it with this outline, okay? And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm not going to measure anything. I'm just going to guesstimate, okay? So I'm going to put it here on my trimmer and look and see where I think is a good place to call it in half. So I'm lining up 2 of the indentations of the petals and just chop it, okay? And if they're not exactly the same, it's okay. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to line it up with the edge of the designer paper, and look how pretty that is. You get the sunflower look, and I was feeling that the full sunflower would overwhelm the card, and I did not want to hide the beautiful designer paper in the background, so I decided to just go with half of an image. So let me go ahead and put it on this one, and then I can mount it together, and then we'll put it on the front of the card. Liquid glue. I love having these little gifts ready like this, okay? And if you needed something at the last minute, perfect. It doesn't take long to do. So, okay, I misplaced my other, I had a folded card. There it is. All right. And we're just gonna put it over top. And then I'll show you what else I did to finish it up. And of course, again, you could jazz these up as much as you want to. You could add the twine, you could add rhinestones or gems, some of the in color dots, but I'm gonna leave them just plain like this. And then I took another piece of this designer paper here, and I cut it in half so I could line or cover the envelope flat, so that they would all coordinate. And so I will just pack those like that. And then here are my other 2 cards, just like that. Let me show you how they fit in here just right. And you could do more than 4 cards. Okay, but you know, that makes a nice little gift set, right? Okay, there's our project. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can leave a comment below, and you can share this video if you're on Facebook to your personal page. I really would appreciate it. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you all again soon. Let me know if I can help you. Take care. Bye-bye.